story.
So you hate single mom. Well, what does your hatred come from?
So here's my single mom story, and my reason as to why they're only good for like one night stands, whatever else. So back in like 2021, when Omegle was still a thing, okay, get this, Omegle, I was like launching through there, and there was this girl that I came across. It was like a year older than me. I must have been like 19 at the time, so she was 20. And she had like literally a 2-week old newborn in her hands. And I'm like, oh, yo, that's sick. Congratulations on the kid, whatever, trying to feel my way in there a little. Cause like, I'm like, this definitely has mental problems, but I can work with it type deal, And I was still at a point in my life where I thought that like relationships were like an acceptable form of like, love. They're not, by the way. Anyway, so this girl and I kind of like became friends after that. Whatever, fine. We spoke on and off for like maybe a year and a half. Got like kind of close a few times. Like we sort of kind of sexted. Whatever. I mean, she lives in Texas, so it's like it's not like I can really do
What
much
was she?
there. Huh?
What was she?
Like goth mommy, like piercings
Race,
everywhere.
race.
Yeah. You know how me and Frank are.
White.
What was the color of the baby?
Baby's Snow White too. I don't even think she knows who the dad is, though.
Okay.
I do not believe she knows who the father of that child is, which is kind of crazy. But she's also like an opioid chick.
Based? No, I'm just kidding.
No, like she's still like she still does like narcotics. Weed, vapes. Technically, her probation officer is supposed to clock her for doing that, but I guess DCFS ain't been paying visits recently. But nah, she's like total like ultra left bitch. Mac Miller tattoo on her fucking leg.
Oh my god! I already know
everywhere.
I know what she looks like without seeing a picture.
I could literally show you what she looks like, and you'd be like, "That's exactly what I imagined." She's also like 350 pounds, so that should also like help fit the profile a little bit.
Hey, send her my way. Send her my way.
Yeah, no, she's got like some 300-pound biker boyfriend with like curly green hair.
Listen, brother, if she ain't 280, she ain't a lady.
Amen to that.
Make that a reel. Make that a reel.
I will make that a reel. I will make that a reel. But anyway, so here's the thing is that I think that when we first met is that this broad liked me more than I liked her. Because I really wasn't looking for something serious, but she was the kind of bitch to be like, yeah, we can make this work. Like, you've got a big enough dick. Like, I can, or like she tried to flip it into like, well, I'll be committed to you, but I'll still fuck other guys to like get off. And I just kind of feel like, oh, okay, or something like that. Because like she kind of saw me as her bestie, for a bit. So she'd come to me with like the unhinged shit with like, yeah, I just fucked this like father of 4 while coked up in like the back of his, Ford Bronco or whatever, right? Like she'd like tell me shit like that, like completely unprompted or whatever. And she was also like a classic like e-slut too, to kind of put it out there. Like I do have a picture somewhere, gotta find it, I know I have it, of a fan sign she made for me where it's like her chubby ass legs and the Mac Miller on one tattoo and like Kangas and a heart written on it next to it on the other leg. And I had that as my banner on Discord for a while. That shit went hard in 2022. But anyway, I started dating another chick, and I didn't exactly tell her because I'm like, we're not dating. I don't really think I need to, right? So I just kind of stopped talking to her. And then I'm like, yo, what's up? And she's like, oh, you're dating another girl now. Fuck you, or whatever, or something like that. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, I don't think I owed you shit, but whatever. And so For the longest time when I was dating, though, because I was still friends with this, single mother or whatever, but she despised the girl who would become my ex. And keep in mind, my ex was a bitch. Like, she is just. There are a few people that I can like safely say in this world.
I think
that
you like toxic women.
I do and I don't. Here's the reason
Kevin
why.
Samuels
Because
over here.
yeah, no, like my current girlfriend, certainly has her moments, but she's not toxic, right? Not in comparison to what I have been with, because what I have been with in the past is, hold on, let's spell this out here. A Latina Irish mutt who had an eating disorder that she blamed me for, that was self-inflicted, and I did not ask her to put herself.
So what kind of eating disorder? Eating too much?
Bulimia.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So like she was literally like, dude, off topic, but like the breaking point for me was like she threw up in like a Meyer bag or whatever, tied it up, and then brought it back into the room we were cuddling in. I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, throw that shit. Like, you're disgusting.
That's gross.
And, I mean, not to mention the other like emotional shit she tried to pull, but that's beside the point.
When was this?
2016 through 2020. That was high school. It was a really bad time.
When did you lose your V card?
I lost my V card when I was 14, but it's a long story. We're getting off topic.
Okay.
The other terrible ex was some white broad who really wanted to be Japanese and ended up becoming a single mommy. Frank, I think you might know who this person is.
No, I don't.
You went to Chaz? Oh no, you didn't go to Chaz. Whoops, never mind. I always think you went to Chaz for some reason. I have to keep reminding myself you went to Rice.
Oh, it's because I know. No, I don't. I'm working.
Yeah. He actually does play a part in this. Funnily enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm gonna have to cut this part out, but we'll get there. And then the third one. Okay, hold on. Third one was this bitch from New York who I swear to God was the most unpleasant, toxic, manipulative, lying, deceitful broad I have ever had the displeasure of being around. Like, there is no other word I can use to describe this person other than like vermin, like pure trash, like someone who actually takes resources that would be better spent on someone else, right? And like they're like they would genuinely do the world a service by killing themselves. I firmly believe that. I'm just gonna put that out there. This person is genuinely better off dead, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So this person, my ex, who I was with, had like so much bad shit to say about this single mom. And so they like had like this, talking shit behind each other's back sort of relationship for the entire time we were dating. Fine, whatever. The moment that we stopped dating, they're suddenly like best friends.
This is the Mac Miller bitch and your ex.
Yeah. And so like suddenly, like, because my ex really like, so hold on, this is hilarious. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit here. When I was in high school, there was a buddy of mine, shout out Phil DeFonte, who, god damn it, I hope you can't hear my fucking dogs.
No, it's really audio canceling now. We can't really hear it.
Good. So shout out Phil DeFonte. We had this thing that we did where we would like just go into random group chats that like Phil was being added to at the time, because like we were both entering high school or whatever. Like, you got added to like all those group chats to like meet people or whatever. Phil would just randomly add me because Phil lived in New York. I lived in Chicago. None of the people over there knew me. And so I would be added to these group chats. And Nick, you're going to think this is hilarious. It was me and this other guy, Ryan. And we would go into these group chats and we're like, yeah, we have minorities for sale. like we like fresh off the boat. Who wants them? We got guys from Africa. We got hardworking Indians. We got Chinese if you want to do some math, like we were making jokes like that. Right. But like, within 3 months of me dating this broad, right? And this is something I learned years after we like broke up even, which is crazy to me.
Which one
She
is this?
was
Which one is
already-
this? Which one is this again?
The New York one. The New York
Okay,
one.
okay,
The one who
okay,
I
okay.
think is like better off dead. She was like going to my friends. She was going to my friends and she was saying like, yeah, he's like a human trafficker because I've seen this, screen recording, and dude, people
Hey, we
actually
got
believed
Jeffrey
it.
Epstein up in this
Dude,
bitch.
people believed it. That's like, so here's the thing. I don't know if like people on the internet who are chronically online will just believe anything they hear with like absolutely no like proof whatsoever. Or like, again, if it just goes back to that disposable culture of like, oh, this person appears to be a liability, right? We have to dispose of him because he's a problem now. Like, these people are so simple-minded. And like that guy who you just mentioned, Piggy Boy Frank, he's best friends with her still. And it's like, what? Like, again, like you got fucked by that broad, figuratively and literally. He thought he was going to get into a relationship with her after that. And she was like, no, actually, I changed my mind. I don't think it's going to work.
Can you send me the first name of the person so I could like reverse? I like doing that. I like doing that with like that Batman thing where you just find out like a person like not on here. Just do it on Instagram. DM.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll send you her Instagram after hours or off camera. Both of them, because I think one of them at least has a public Instagram.
Okay.
A public TikTok. They both have public TikToks, but they're just they're horrible people.
I also got a mock TikTok that I don't use. I just open up and because you know how they have that thing on TikTok where
everyone has one. I mean, yeah, like
I have a mock one.
I have like 3 set up where it's like I have my business one that doesn't have profile views on, so I can just look wherever. I have like a fake account that like doesn't have my name on it, and then I have my main. Like I feel like that's just kind of like a thing to do now, to have like a alt account to see what other people are doing.
So because like the single mom thing, I want to get back on that.
Yeah, sorry. How did it resolve?
How do you hate them? Why do you hate them?
Why do I hate them?
Yeah.
Because they went out of their way, right?
Oh, I'm talking about this girl too, the one from Tejas.
No, this goes in together.
Okay.
This goes in together because it goes back to what we were saying about like, disposable culture and just what was the other thing we were talking about? Like just crazy women in general.
Yeah.
Like
because we were talking about before we started recording that taking care, because I presented to Frank a hypothetical situation of one of his sisters having a baby, but now he's responsible for it. And
so let me loop back. So this broad's kid, the 2-week-old, who I think now is like 5, autistic, can't speak, whatever. Exactly. Like she's barely raised this kid. Like her mom has priority custody over this kid, and like she has to go and visit it because she was a crack whore, So like she is not the one who's primarily raised this child, and it shows because the kid appears to be kind of fucking normal. But like I think when she moves in with mommy and maybe daddy, I say maybe daddy because I don't think they're ever going to get married, and I think that he's already 1 foot out the door in that relationship. Yeah. I would be by this point because like she's also one of those like tarot girls, like, oh, I'm going to cast a spell on you. Like I have another friend who's into that, like kind of, and she's like, yeah, someone tried to cast some shit on you.
Jesus' name.
Yeah, like someone who I'm friends with who is kind of into the occult was like, yeah, someone tried to cast some shit on you, but it was terrible and it didn't even fucking work. So like even she could tell, like whether or not you believe in that mystic energy or whatever.
Well, I believe in
it. Even they were able to tell like these people suck ass at what they do. Like they're fucking terrible. Like they tried to do some love reconciliation spell because like I guess the New York girl, her boyfriend that she was with recently just broke up with her because she's not over me. because she was treating him like a replacement for me and kept putting that on him until the poor guy was like, I can't fucking take this anymore, and left. And now she's like, well, this is his fault. It's his fault that I can't get over him. It's his fault that, you know, I feel this way. And so I have to do everything I can to bring him back to me because that's the only way I'm ever going to get better. And I'm like, bitch, this chicken is cold. Like, you are so off base. Like, how stupid are you to think that bringing me back into your life, that bringing me back down to the point where you are at, this, you know, pile of misery, like, I can't trust anyone. I'm surrounded by people who, like, 2 years ago, I literally would have spat upon if you put me in the same, like, voice call on Discord with them. Like, what, how, when are you going to realize that that's not the way to grow up? When are you going to realize that you need to do better? That, like, other people are getting sick of you, of your same shtick over and over again. And thankfully, people are. I mean, like, the only people who I see in her inner circle are people like Piggy Boy that we mentioned earlier, and, you know, other people in Betty that are like him. I'm going to cover my mouth real quick while I say this name. Do you recognize the name Brentford Frank?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in that group as well. He's in that group as well. So, like, again, but you know how those guys are because you don't even have to really interact with them to know that they're fucking losers. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, they all suck ass and they will never grow up. They will
I
never
love talking
change.
about neighborhood. I love talking about neighborhood shit.
No, but, like, again, these people will, like, never, like, they will continue to look like they will continue to live in ignorance, right?
Like the single moms or what?
Yes, the single moms, the people who think like them, who think in this lifestyle of, like, oh, I can have this kid, but I don't have to take care of it. Like, I'll always have someone.
Is this
like,
what made you? Is this what made you not like single moms?
This this interaction in general is what kind of solidified the hate, because to me it made me realize, like, they treat everyone like disposable. Like, when they don't have a father to, like, help raise their kid with, they kind of start to treat everything like, oh, well, this man is disposable, this friend is disposable.
But because they didn't have a dad themselves. Because they didn't have a dad themselves.
This girl did not.
Yeah, they didn't have a dad themselves, so the way they view men is from this, like, fourth wave feminist occultic, because feminism is based in the occult. You know that?
Right. Yeah.
So anybody that says, oh, well, I like second wave feminism, it's all the same bullshit. It's all the same bullshit. It's based in the occult. They were all H.G. Wells. You ever read the book The Time Machine or War of the Worlds?
No, okay. Illiterate.
I've read War of the Worlds and a little bit of Time Machine.
Okay, I read The Time Machine when I was a kid. Man, when I was a motherfucking kid and shit, I read that. But no, I read that when I was a kid. So H.G. Wells, I think, was like a party, like a I wouldn't say a quintessential part of the feminist movement, but he played a little role in it, right? This nigga was having sex with underage women. This nigga was a piece of shit overall, right? And the people and the women that he was around, I can't remember her name specifically, but the one with the abortions, Margaret Sanger, she fucked him, I believe, and she was an absent mother. Now, going back to the whole single mom thing, yeah, they don't have a dad, so they kind of just view men as like this disposable. You know what I mean? I don't need him.
I don't need no man. I can live my life how I want.
But it's rooted in feminism, because feminism has, like, you know that image of, like, the octopus, like,
where it's like got
spreading its tentacles onto everything. It's anti-Semitic. It's an anti-Semitic. Yeah. But that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Because now these people, they've been so indoctrinated for the past 40, 50, 60 years that they can't see past it anymore. So this girl you're talking about from Texas, her mother and her mother's mother and her mother's mother, they were all probably indoctrinated by all this same bullshit, dude. So it's like,
well, the father is a wreck, and I don't think she really likes her mother much either.
It's one of those type of
like,
situations.
I know they don't live together, but like when they do get together, it's like all of a sudden like they both start blaming her for everything, and it's all just
that's
like
a whole
this
nother
victim
issue.
nonsense.
That's a whole nother
and I'm
issue.
like, I think it's like they're not blaming you because like I think that she's blowing it out of proportion when she says shit like that.
I think everyone that does that blows it out of proportion.
I really want to backtrack a little bit here too, because you want to know something really crazy to me. Like there was like a 4 or 5 month period, right, where this girl wasn't cool with me, but she didn't unadd me on anything. She didn't unfollow me. She like kept tabs on me. And then the moment I started unfollowing her on shit and like removing people I knew that were like keeping tabs on me, she like made this post on her private Instagram that's like, so I hope the person who this is meant for sees this, but like like she said like all this bullshit about me. And I'm like, such a pussy. Grow the fuck up and say some shit to me like you fucking mean it. Like reach out to me directly when you have the fucking problem. You are a freak, a failure, weak as fuck, and a fraud. So don't come to me on some, oh, well, I'm the bigger person because I'm hiding behind a keyboard and making a post on a private account that you may or may not even see anymore.
Well, here's the thing.
Fuck you.
I think both you guys need to be the bigger person. So, ever since I came into Orthodoxy, I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but one thing that they're big on is teaching like how do you call it, like mercy, right? Like, and this is basically the new mindset that I've like adapted, where it's like you got to understand where she comes from. I mean, she needs to repent and stop being a stupid fucking whore, but you need to understand that these people have been indoctrinated for so fucking long that it's hard for them to see past. It's hard for them to see past whatever they've already known. And so we should have we should feel pity for these people. We shouldn't feel any type of hatred towards them. We shouldn't judge them, because remember, where we can also be just as bad as them. So, you know, that's something that's something that you should like take note of and just try to learn. But my issue, I wouldn't say my hatred, is my issue with them, with I guess baby mamas, is that a lot of them are fucking selfish.
That too. I mean, I felt like I was kind of like implying that with my story, but like the only reason she comes after me so much is like, to again, like it's when I talked about this way earlier, like, oh, I can point out the mistakes in other people's problems and I'll never have to worry about my own. Like this white knighting after like, you know, other people's faults so that you make yourself look like a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something I find a lot of them doing, where it's like, yeah, I might have had a kid. Yeah, I might have fucked up, but you have a higher body count. You're more of a slut. You make less money than me. You still live at home.
Well, what they don't understand is that it's hard for like a man without a kid to raise another man's kid, because we didn't get the 9 months to prepare.
Women these days,
they're very selfish.
Like, they are, and I feel like they're also not very empathetic to men as a whole.
Zero. That's why I have so much empathy.
When they talk about like I do empathize with them a lot. I don't agree with them. I don't think what they do is right, but I understand why they have ended up like that, why they feel the way that they do.
Real quick, this is why I like Joker 2. Joker 1 and 2 is like the perfect
you got to watch it all together.
Yeah.
Because if you take all like if you watch that movie and you take, sorry, because we're talking about movies now, you name drop it. If you just take out all the fucking memes and the culture war shit out of the Joker, it's still one perfect fucking movie. If you take out the musical shit, I should say.
I like that part too,
but it's cohesive more. But
it's a cohesive story, because what it tells you is what society thinks about men's issues. Did you watch Joker 2 or no?
I did, yeah.
Okay, Remember when he gets raped, beat up, fucking
Like Tim Dillon.
by Tim Dillon.
No, he wasn't there in that scene, but he was like, yeah, he was one of the CEOs.
But nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared. He died. He had his 15 seconds of fame or 15 minutes of fame, and that was it. That right there is the attitude that people feel towards guys, right? That's why I'm very sympathetic towards incels and just men in general, because nobody cares. So when I see these baby mamas crying about, oh, you know, I can't believe I had a baby with this guy and yada, yada, yada. But it's like, you knew better. And I'm pretty sure your mom or your grandma told you, don't go out with that guy. You know, I mean, I don't know if you have a sister or not, but I'm pretty sure
too.
You have to. Okay, I'm pretty sure your mom.
That's why my mom was so pissed when I made the roast beef joke earlier. Both my sisters heard that. They were screaming at me. I could hear it.
But that's the thing where it's like, I'm pretty sure they've told, your mom has told them, or your grandma's told them, I don't like that boy. I don't like that boy. He's not right for you. Yada yada yada. And the problem with because every chick grows up like that, right? Especially if you're, you know, Hispanic or ethnic white or black or Asian, you're gonna have your grandma or your mom telling you that shit, even your aunts telling you that shit, but they don't care. And they go for it anyways, and we allow it because of the influence that fourth wave feminism has had on society.
Well, we're supposed to be like chivalrous. Like that's the thing they always like bringing up. Like chivalry is dead.
No, we're still expected to be chivalrous, but they don't want it to go both ways.
But if there's one little thing, like let's say like, oh, I don't open the door for you to get into fucking Mickey D's to bring you and fucking Aiden and I don't know, I lost names, but if I don't open the door, it's like, oh, what happened to chivalry? Man, what happened to chivalry, man? What went on with it? That's like the one long word that they know, chivalry.
But no, yeah. They've been indoctrinated. Our whole entire society's been indoctrinated, and now like people like me are trying to like reverse the work or reverse the damage that's been done.
Because like if you villainize men, then of course, like, you know, we're social creatures. If like we're born in this world and we feel as though we have everything out to get us, like being a boy in 2016 and being told by Leafy's here, like, your rights as a man are under attack. Look at this liberal, feminist, transgender retard with a pixie haircut.
Do you sound just like him?
72 genders while he's fucking knifing his way through a CSGO match. Like, yeah, exactly. Like all that bullshit. No, like it. Growing up during that time, like it doesn't surprise me that we are at this point now where like there's a lot of kids. Like Frank, I feel like you kind of like, you probably see this more than I do because you actually like participate in spaces where like incel ideology like is potentially a little bit more prevalent, i.e. like retro anime collecting, like staying inside fucking. There's a dude that I know. This is not a dig at you, by the way. Don't give me that look. This isn't. I just know people in this like field of collection are like incels sometimes. But like you've seen, yeah, that too, exactly. Like even like I'm putting anime under the bus here, and I'm saying that as well.
Well, even theology bros, theology bros are like that too.
If you get to like, you know, the fat, smelly like basement dwellers of them all, like there are even gym bros who are like this. Like they try to act like gym bros, but like they, you know, have a saggy stomach and like pecs that aren't properly developed because they aren't nutritionizing right, or they're ingesting tests to like get the easy way, you know, like it is really like everyone's looking for a shortcut. Nobody's looking for work. Nobody's looking for sacrifice. Nobody's looking to like do anything hard. And that kind of goes into like, you know, this idea of like women having to be like, I have to, you know, try and remove myself from this indoctrination. Like my girlfriend, I love her to death, but she's indoctrinated too, kind of, where it's like sometimes she'll say shit to me like, "Oh, well, all men do X, Y, and Z, so you'll probably
That's
do
not
this
true.
too."
That's not true. You know what you should
I'm
say?
like,
You know
hold
what
on.
you should say?
I tell her like it's not true. Like I have like here's the thing with my current girlfriend, I have always opened the car door for her. I have almost always pulled out her table, like her seat at the restaurant. I have tried to be as chivalrous as possible because I try to be an example that chivalry is not dead. Like I can hear people say it all I want. I want to be the fucking example that proves that it's not. Okay, because at least then, even if it doesn't like work out and people don't learn from me, at least if God forbid this relationship fails, there's no way she can say like, "Oh, well, he treated me like shit." No, I'm just trying to be a good fucking person to show you that not all men are garbage. And if again, for some reason we are not compatible, I don't want you to go into a relationship with another guy and blame him for whatever you saw wrong with me.
The problem is Foids are all selfish, like I said earlier, because the issue is most guys aren't fucking. Most guys aren't fucking. So how can it be all the guys? Most guys are not smashing. Most guys are not smashing, and the majority of guys aren't smashing because whether they're virgins or they just haven't been in a relationship in so long, is because they don't have the confidence, they don't have the social skills to get to a point where they're in a relationship. Chad is the one that's taking all the chicks away from us.
Yeah, it's like that one meme of like there's like 12 guys and then there's 12 girls and all the 12 girls go to the one guy.
Yeah. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing because I've met probably 4 or 5 guys, not a lot, very fucking little. Very little. I met like 4 or 5 guys in my life that smash every chick. And they plow through every single one of them. My childhood friend, every fucking chick in the neighborhood, he fucking plowed through. I'll be talking to her, not even knowing, and I'll be like, "Oh, you know my boy?" She's like, "Yeah, I know your boy. I already know what happened." You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. So it's like this idea, oh, all men are this or all men. It's like, no, you're just selfish and you don't see that. You don't see that the majority of men are not doing the smashing. Majority of men are in relationships that they're not really that happy with. Majority of men are incels, and I mean in the literal sense, not in the pejorative sense. Because there's blue-pilled incels that believe in feminism, right? Those guys do exist.
Like not self-sustaining, self-abstaining. Like they actively choose not to like go out because like, oh, it goes against the feminist cause for me to like put my dick.
Yeah, those guys exist. So but by definition they are incel. By definition they are incels.
They'll be voluntarily doing it, not
voluntarily.
So they're volcels. I used to call myself that back in the day.
I feel like that's like a weird. That's
just cope to say.
I feel like it's just cope, yeah, because
it's cope to say.
I feel like most
it's
chicks,
the same thing.
I feel like most chicks would rather you say I like Hitler than to say like Justin Trudeau is a great leader. You know what I mean? Depends, but no,
like how do I say it? Like a volcel, traditionally it just meant like volcels are just people who like.
I do think there are real volcels. I do believe that's a real thing.
It's a real thing, but it's not what you're talking about. It's not like those like that type of person you're talking about is actually incel, but like they like to say that they're a volcel.
Yeah. What I'm talking about is, but I think volcels are like the minority. I'm talking about like less than 1% of the population. But yeah, so it's either guys that are in unhappy relationships, incels, and then other. Because other could be like someone who has gay tendencies, but they don't act upon it.
What are you laughing at?
Me? Did you see his face?
No, because I keep on doing this, like, and whenever he says something, that's like slightly might be related to me. Like the whole time where he's like, "Oh, like there's incels that they can't get into a relationship, I just keep on going like that. Like anytime there's a little dog whistle, I just go like.
Well, it's not about you. I'm just saying.
I saw you looking at me. I'm like, Frank, please don't take this as a dig, bro. Because it wasn't. I wasn't digging.
No, I've just been doing that the whole. And whenever someone says my name, I'm just like, just so like if we do the clip and then like they're like you're like, oh Frank, and then I just go like
live Frank reaction.
Yeah, like just like for a millisecond, I just go like, and then it comes back to like the rest of the screen.
But no, yeah, like I said, they the majority of dudes are not doing the smashing. A very small minority are doing it, and they're doing
a lot of it.
A lot of it, dude. Yeah. And it's so fucking crazy. Like, dude, there will be a whole group of chicks that are banging the same fucking guy, and I've seen it IRL. I've seen it IRL.
Shit, man.
Dude, that's fucking insane, dude. That's what I'm saying. So this whole thing, because when I started getting into the red pill manosphere shit, when it first came out, because I always tell people this, you could say whatever you want about Andrew Tate, but all these guys that came out during the manosphere, like during that time, I'm sorry. I think it helped society. I don't give a fuck. Andrew Tate is cringe. I think Andrew Tate is cringe. Fresh and Fit is cringe, but it helped because it opened the doors to like guys learning shit. Because I always thought that. When I was younger. I'm like, like you'll see some Floyd be like, oh yeah, all men are this, or men are all this, and men are all that. I'm like, but you guys are only fucking the same 5 guys.
The only good thing I think Andrew Tate did was he opened the door. The only everything else he did was 50 steps back. Because in terms of having a male role model and having the media keep saying this guy Andrew Tate, meteoric rise, new male role model, even MSM reporting on it will inevitably reach a younger audience, because you think about Timmy, who's 10 years old and doesn't have a phone. The only way he's going to hear about... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. The only way that people are going to know, or that, young kids like him are going to know, though, is by hearing... Frank, shut the fuck up. Is by hearing, CNN or Fox News or whatever, talk about how great Andrew is, or how terrible Andrew is, or how Andrew's helping men be confident, or how Andrew's running a sex trafficking ring in Romania, So, depending on which side your parents believed, and I think that a lot of kids who,
I think kids that grew up
Tate, conservative parents are idolizing Tate. But those who grew up with blue parents are even more, boys especially, are even more afraid to express their masculinity. And those are going to be the kids who end up being either celibate, basically kind of like a modern day eunuch, where it's all they do is just serve the Democratic Party. They become a Democratic eunuch, they become gay, or they are the 1% that's able to pass through the indoctrination and be I understand why people are looking at me this way. I will be the change I want to see in the world. I will be hope-pilled. I will be Superman. And I will prove that chivalry is not dead, because I understand that at one point, the majority of male role models out there, normalized disrespecting female boundaries, normalized just being...
The only niggas that get away with that are rappers or gangbangers.
But I'm saying, you can look at movies from the 70s and even back then, historically, there's a movie in the 70s. I forget which one it was. It was some stupid B movie I saw, but these 2 actresses were crossing the street, and this random extra just slaps the main actor's ass, and they don't say anything about it. It's just normal for that shit to have happened back then, and he just didn't say anything about it. So I understand, I empathize with incels, right? But to say that I don't understand why feminism was able to take off in the way that it was.
Well, it was a psyop. It was a psyop. Most women didn't even want to. Most women didn't even want to be.
It was enabled. I'm gonna have to push it back. It was enabled by capitalism.
And these
I
guys.
think that as well.
Well, that's what I mean by capitalism.
I think it was.
I'm media trained, so I could just.
I mean, you think about like.
Read the book. No. Read the book "Occult Feminism" by Rachel Wilson. Read that book.
I've heard of that. It's on my list. I wanted to loop back though because I wasn't done with my point. My point that I was going to finish out by saying was that it's like MAGA with Trump in 2016. Like you can take like a small problem, right? That's like, could be very easily corrected with some social change. Take the most extreme examples of it, like Epstein, Weinstein. Oh my God. Yeah. Don't let Israel hear that I just put those two in the same sentence. They're going to realize something's up. Trump, Clinton, like all these really powerful people who are able to get away with it because they have the means. You normalize this, like, public humiliation ritual of like going on Twitter, writing this like 10,000 word Google Doc, writing this 500 word tweet saying like so-and-so did this, so-and-so did X, Y, and Z while I was unable to give consent. And then all of a sudden you have this so-called rape culture in America.
Dude, I remember when that was a term.
Oh my God. Like I was so angry when I heard that because it's like, it's not culture. Or in some cases, maybe it is. I don't want to discredit what could or could not be, but I remember, especially in high school, like I heard a lot of instances of what you could probably classify as like immature sexual assault, like a guy who's getting too handsy with a girl that he doesn't realize he hasn't gotten a second.
And you know what's fucked up?
And they'll call that rape. They'll call that rape. They'll be like, this psychologically scarred me. Like I don't know if I'll ever be the same person.
But you know what's fucked up?
Dude will get hounded for it.
Dude, you got to cut this part out.
I know. I
got to cut this, what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Dude, I've heard it. I've heard.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've seen that myself too. Like it is like you
dude,
look on certain Discord communities,
like,
dude. There's like 15-year-olds who like genuinely believe that they want to have this happen to them. Like look into the look into 764. That whole group of just people in general. I will cut that part out, but I want to keep this part in at least. Like that whole group is some of the most depraved, foul individuals I've ever seen on planet Earth. I don't know if you've ever dealt with them, Frank. I don't know how much you use Discord.
There was this conduct. There was this.
But there's I'll finish this real quick. But if you think of like any, like how Discord has like this feature where if you have enough boosts on a server, you can get like a vanity URL, right? So if you think of like OG usernames, it's like the same circle. So like there's OG users, there's 764, and then there's the com, and they're like this big Venn diagram. Oh, and there's a Doxbin. You can throw that into the mix as well. And then it just makes up this like 4-pane Venn diagram of like the worst people on the internet, I guess, because at this point, like the old guard of OGU, like the 20-year-olds who were running it back in like 2013 are all like, they're adults now, they have families, whatever. The owners of the site, I guarantee you, are no older than 15. That entire like community is now built on fraud, extortion, like just draining the bank accounts of dead people who have no families and like claiming the money as their own, extortion, blackmail, like forcing like little girls to like send them explicit stuff over Roblox. Like, yeah, we'll give you like 500 Roblox or 500 Robux or like $5 if you like send me a picture of your nipples. And then they'll like turn around and be like, we know who you are, we know you where you live. We like here's your parents' Facebook page. Here's us about to send your picture of your nipples to your parents. You're gonna do more stuff for us. You're gonna carve our names into your wrist. I'm not joking you. I've seen kids do this. It's really fucked up.
I've seen like I haven't been involved in that or know about that, but I've seen like Telegram level. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the Discord does not stomp it down on this. Like you think of any like 3-letter URL, like gun, like kill, like slit, like whore, slut, like stuff like that. Like you will find some of the most disgusting shit imaginable. And it's all on Discord. Discord knows about this too. They're not like stupid.
It's very weird how Discord became kind of like normie.
I don't like
after
it.
COVID. I feel like COVID made Discord kind of normie.
It did, because so many classes and shit started moving over to
I'm gonna go
Discord
pee.
instead of Zoom.
All right, cool. I think I got burnt out like once over that shit, like internet friendships and shit, and I was kind of just like yeah, no, I don't think this is like the same. I
should have learned my lesson, but I had too many friends. Shout out Marili's League of Joanna. That's like my only consistent friend group that I've had since like 2017. But everyone else is like, I've kind of been on off with them, but like, I think back to what Chuko was saying earlier. Like, my most consistent friends are people that I've known IRL. And I think there is something to be said about like when you meet someone in person, you bond with them so much more. Yeah. And if you live most of your life behind a screen, then it can be like, I don't know, hard to truly bond with someone, to truly like know what kind of person you're dealing with. And that's where I guess I felt the disconnect with the single mom, with my ex from New York.
No, I hate single moms because of what I've seen them do IRL.
Well, that too, but well, that's what I'm saying too. But like because
it's never like, oh well.
The people behind the screen are like 10 times, or if not 50 times worse than the people that are on camera.
I agree, but the thing with the single mom thing, I never even got to that point earlier, is that like in the 60s and 70s, you dated a single mom, that was some alpha nigga shit. Why was it alpha nigga shit?
Because the woman couldn't fend for herself back then.
No, it's because like if they were a single mom, it was because like they were fucking like a mob boss or some shit.
And no, because their husband died in fucking Vietnam or the Korean War.
I was thinking about it like in a movie
or a car accident.
Or a car accident, or the very, 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 very rare occasion that the guy would be a bum. Yeah. Right. So that made you an alpha. Now it's beta. I'm sorry. It's beta now. I'm not saying I would never be with a single mom, but because I might use my words. If the single
mom was actually like,
because
working
it's
two
not
jobs to care for the kid and wasn't getting support from anyone else.
But it's not just that. It's not just, even if they are doing it. What you're saying is you can get an abortion in the state of Illinois up to what, like 34 weeks? No, not 34 weeks.
Like 24, I think.
24. Okay, I'm sorry, I exaggerated. I don't want the pro.
I think it is 24. I think it is 24.
24 weeks. We have condoms, birth control, pulling out, Plan B, IUV. We have hundreds of different forms of contraception, and you're saying you couldn't use not fucking one of them, and women can only get pregnant 1 week throughout the month. And that's when they're ovulating, right? I mean, yeah, they could get pregnant even when they're on their period, but this is exceptions, okay? You got 1 week throughout the month to get pregnant. So what you're saying is, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to let this nigga nut inside of me for like about a month or two until I get pregnant.
Or them, yeah. And pregnant, and then I can get all the support money I want out of him.
And I'm not gonna, I'm anti-abortion, but I'm not gonna get the abortion because I want to fit in with my friends. I want to call my friend and be like, bitch, this nigga. I'm pregnant, bitch. Oh my god.
Dude, off camera, I gotta tell you about this other broad that I knew like last year.
Yeah, you can do it off camera
because I 3 different times that she was pregnant, and like she kept showing me like COVID tests she would piss on or something like that, and I'm like,
but yeah, so I'm like, you're telling me you don't give a fuck. That's what you're telling me. You don't give a fuck. That you have all these things that help, but you're still gonna fucking do whatever you want to do because you want the attention. You want the drama that comes with it because these bitches can't live without drama. Dude, I thought you were in your underwear for a second.
Nah, my pants are riding up on me. This chair, it's an awesome chair, but like every time I sit on it, and I wear shorter shorts, it like
shit on it?
rides up on me, dude.